Welcome, squires, to the medieval game of the century. That's right, we're talking about Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Today I have a 500 player battle as the coalition clans and Bretonnia go head to head. That's right, every single character on screen is a real player. Both sides will have to muster infantry, archers and cavalry effectively to win the day. Today's battle will be fought on a brand new map, Chateau De Sanglac. I'm not gonna lie, this is by far the best battle I've covered on this channel to date. Let's jump in. The battle begins. The coalition currently hold the castle and they spot a Bretonnian army marching towards them. They seem to have the numerical advantage and sally out to meet the Bretonnians head on. Forming the coalition front line is Almagavers. These guys are formidable on the battlefield. To the left we have a number of other clans formed up under their banners, even a couple of turncoat Bretonnian duchies. The coalition need to watch out, Bretonnian cavalry are in the back lines. Fortunately, this coalition clan, Coronis Ibericus, have their spears out, perfect for countering horsemen. Both armies are now fully formed up and stare each other down, but who will blink first? It looks like the Bretonnians are the first to charge in on the left flank there. The coalition clans move to counter. If you look closely, you can see this battlefield is littered with trenches. This is going to make movement incredibly difficult. There's activity on the left flank there. It looks like the first clash has begun. The Bretonnians are being held at the choke points. More coalition clans move in to bolster their forces. A couple hang back to form the reserve. A wise tactic as it means you can react to enemy movements. The Order of Santiago here are fighting an uphill battle against the forces of Bretonnia. They have the high ground, but it's nothing that spears can't take out from afar. Moving down the line gives you a sense of scale. There's multiple fights happening in unison up and down the battle line. So far it looks pretty even, but wait, Coronis Ibericus there have established a beachhead in the name of the coalition. If they can push through the center and get a flank on the enemy, that could turn the tide of battle. SVCI are repelling the Bretonnians on the right flank here. They're doing a great job so far. Oh no, it does look like the Bretonnians have broken through the center. We've got Mousillon and Castan giving Montfort a run for its money. No matter how hard they try, the coalition just can't stem the flow of Bretonnian infantry. But wait, a coalition counterattack on the flank here is coming in from the sides. Perhaps this is exactly what they need. There's only a handful of them though. Will it be enough? Checking over the other side, it looks like SVCI has crumbled. There's literally no more troops left on that side. Round the back of the coalition, I can see Aquitani getting in the rear, being led by Armand. He's leading a sizable force as they sweep around and clean up what remains of the coalition infantry. The stragglers from the coalition try to maintain a line, but it's no good. The Bretonnians have overwhelming numbers. It's over for them. Fortunately, this was just a skirmish. The main fight is about to come. The Bretonnians celebrate their initial victory, but now they must prepare for the battle ahead. No prisoners are taken. The barbarians must pay for what they've done to the chateau. The sally out from the coalition was unsuccessful. The Bretonnians now have established a base camp. Sir Alex and his cavalry prepare to head out. They're closely followed by infantry from SVCI. Morale is low on the coalition side. They desperately need a victory. Perhaps they can claw it back in the next round. After much deliberation, the coalition council decide to sally out once more. They inflicted heavy casualties on the Bretonnians in that last engagement. They're hoping with one final attack they can seal the deal. While they're heading to the front lines, I have some vital information for you. The coalition clans are a number of individual clans with their own leaders that band together in order to match the Bretonnian numbers. The Bretonnians, on the other hand, are one single kingdom made up of a number of dukedoms, all of which report to their king, Louis Leoncourt. Because of this, they have one voice, one commander that directs the entire army, whereas the coalition act in isolation from one another. Both have advantages and disadvantages in different situations. Let's get a bird's eye view of the battlefield. We can see the Bretonnians lining up on one side and the coalition forming up on the other. Unlike the trenches from before, this battle is going to be very, very open. Lots of room to maneuver and crucially, lots of room for cavalry. Just look at how many players are on this battlefield. Have you seen scenes like this in any other game? Wait, what's that in the bottom right? The Bretonnian cavalry come charging in and take out a number of coalition archers. That's super damaging to happen so early on in the battle. In the center here we have SVCI and Mousillon going head to head. They're backed up by allies on both sides. The Bretonnians will need to be careful. Languille are getting a flank on them, but Paravon moves to the right to counter. The shield walls are up. It's going to be difficult for archers to land their hits. Over that ridge, the battle officially begins. Coronis Ibericus move right, trying to get a flank on Baston there. And guys, it's a solid tactic. This game is all about getting flanks on your opponent. Get behind them, attack them from multiple sides, and watch as the enemy get cut down. A sad sight for sure there, brothers fighting brothers. We've got Mousillon facing off against Montfort. There's fierce rivalry between the dukedoms of Bretonnia. Occasionally you will see them go up against each other in these Sunday events. As we look around the battlefield, currently it's difficult to see who's got the upper hand. Both teams still have a nicely formed battle line with a slight curve in it you can see there. Archers from both sides are attempting to get pop shots from afar. However, it's difficult when the melee is so condensed together. You're just as likely to hit your allies as your opponent. At this stage in the battle, the Bretonnians have the upper hand. Cavalry from the coalition charge in for one last attempt to turn the tide of battle, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. The Bretonnians surge forwards and claim another victory. Well played to both teams. My goodness, we've had some epic fighting from both teams. The coalition, though, are still holding on to their chateau, barely. With limited reinforcements, they're running out of options. The Bretonnians, however, have a steady flow of infantry heading to the battlefield. It's not looking good for them. The coalition decide to sally out once more. Their plan is to hold the Bretonnians at the trenches, the same area that we saw in the first round. Scouts report that reinforcements from the Kingdom of Bretonnia are on the way. However, they're still half a day's march away. If the coalition can somehow hold the line until then, they might just be able to claw this one back. But just look at the number of infantry the Bretonnians have. This is going to be the most difficult battle yet. Men from Paravon, Mousillon, and Gascony form the Bretonnian center. As we fly over this ridge, we see the coalition forces come into view. Their center is being held by Montfort, an excellent choice with their large tower shields, great for defense. The coalition tactic here isn't to win, it's just to hold the line until reinforcements can arrive. Let's get a bird's eye view of the battlefield. We can see men from Almagarves heading to the left there, looking to hold that flank. In the center, the coalition have two extremely thick lines of infantry. That's going to make it very difficult for the Bretonnians to break through. The positioning is excellent. It's going to be difficult for their opponents to get around them. But that's not going to stop them from trying. A huge push from the Bretonnians there. I can see Brion and Baston absolutely hammering into the coalition shields. In the name of playing defensive, I can also see Imperium Polskia there holding back, looking for gaps in the lines and heading to plug them. The Order of Santiago there are doing a great job of holding this line. In the main center here, there is a huge mosh pit of infantry. The Bretonnians won't be breaking through there anytime soon. Out on the left, the Bretonnians tried to get around, but they were met by fierce resistance from the coalition, who now seem to have the upper hand. I do worry though, have the coalition committed too many forces to this flank? Is their center now too weak? Men from Corona Sibiricus move through the trenches. What will they see on the other side? Oh my goodness, the Bretonnians have absolutely smashed through the center now. Men from Almagavas try to get behind them. However, I think it might be too late. The coalition here are barely holding on. The defensive line was a good strategy right up until the point the Bretonnians pierced through. As soon as a gap formed, it was all over for the coalition. I can still see a few pockets of resistance. Perhaps the coalition still have a chance to bring this back. The Bretonnians now lie between them and their chance of escape back to the castle. Their only chance is to break through and try and get back to safety, but I don't think it's going to be that easy. The Bretonnian infantry block the way while their Heramolts pick them off from afar. It's over for the coalition. The stragglers get cut down, and this is yet another loss for the coalition. They weren't able to hold the line until reinforcements arrive. Whatever's left in the castle now are just gonna have to try and make an escape. A third victory in a row for the Bretonnian forces. The coalition can't hold on to the castle with so few men. They make a run for it. They head towards the forest, hoping to lose the Bretonnians in the tree line. This is a desperate attempt to save the coalition army from total annihilation. They almost make it, however the Bretonnians are spotted on the horizon, moving to counter them. As the coalition head to the tree line, a line from the Bretonnian infantry blocks their path. To escape, they're going to have to fight through against superior numbers. The Bretonnians know they have the advantage and they charge straight in. They will not let the coalition escape. Men from SVCI blob together, they see a weak point and try to break through. It's an absolute massacre. Coalition troops drop like flies all over the battlefield. The snow is littered with bodies. Despite starting with a roughly even number of men, the Bretonnians fought incredibly well during this battle. Because of it, they chase down the coalition and they're able to take back Chateau De Sanglac. What an absolutely epic battle. If you want to join these guys, I'll post a link in the description below. Everyone watching is welcome to join the fight.